Welcome back to part 2 of our Claire knife only run. I know it's been weeks since part 1 came out. This is the first time that I've done a knife only run. There's been no practice whatsoever. So I'm still actually playing through this as I release this video. So at the point of releasing this video, I'm actually at the Nest Lab, finally, and it's taken me weeks to get through the next segment. I said this was going to be a two-parter. It's actually going to be a three-parter. You've got the police station, you've got the sewers, and then you've got the lab. Because it's taken me too long to kind of work out all the strategies or actually get through it without getting my ass handed to me. So here we go on our run to the orphanage, and just waiting for the gate to open. Trying to just toy with Mr. X here. And you could just... I mean, if Nemesis was that simple to avoid on Resident Evil 3, that game would be so basic. But I do actually prefer Mr. X to Nemesis. I like he's got more of a organic approach to how he stalks Claire and Leon. So at this stage, we've just got to run around and wait for these zombies up here on the left at the gate to come out. Now there's a little light shimmer on the ground there. You hear that click? As soon as you run over that, just head to the right and run around the van and then the car and then the armoured personnel carrier, by which one of the zombies should be just to the right and the other one will be wandering around somewhere near that car. That zombie there, just to the right, one who's walking around, can sometimes be in a more of a variable position.
Looks like
But he was in a good place there. We didn't need to do any kind of baiting to get past him. So the next stage is the dogs, and it's a nightmare without the SMG, or at least without a gun. So it took me ages to kind of get past this part, and I had to turn to the help of Ether, who does a brilliant tactic for getting past these on a knife-only run. So we're going to walk behind this zombie so she doesn't know we're there. And then the strategy that Ether uses to get past these dogs is to actually knife them all. But you have to bait them over each fence. I'll show you what I mean. So first of all, we'll knife this dog here. Didn't go according to plan. I was hoping to stun lock the dog on the car. But what we need to do here is to lure this dog back towards us, and as long as the car is between us and it should it should have jumped onto the car, but I wasn't fast enough. So now I've got to do the dance of death with it and try and knife it and lure it back onto the car if I can. So that's what's supposed to happen. If you've got the car between the two of you, you can just do this and it should stun lock him, but I keep knocking him away, which makes it harder. So I'm just going to run around. I'm just running around in a circle here just to try and kill it. I probably should have just legged it through the gate at this point and tried the baiting tactic, but both of those are gone. So now it's safer. I find it's really unpredictable in this kind of darkness to just run away from them. So the tactic here that I learned from Ether is to just go through and let them run up the fence. Keep the door open and watch. Let them come to you. And watch what they do here. They run to the fence, they know we're on the other side, so they run up and go over. When they know we're back on this side, they start barking at the fence. They're actually sort of locked in an animation at this point, so you can attack them. That's one down. The other one's through on the other side, so we're going to go back through and we're going to wait for exactly the same thing to happen. Starts barking, and we can hit it. So I think there's about 6 dogs on this part of the run to the orphanage. So I think there's 3, 1, 2, 3, maybe 7. I can't remember. Anyway, there's a few here. So we do the same thing here. Take this one out. So my knife's almost gone. I'll switch to switching to another one. being a bit risky here because I know there's a couple more. So by running up to that barrier, we aggro the next dog. The one that's by the orphanage, or the two that's by the orphanage. Can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I think it's one or two. You can hear them coming. Go on through. We just rinse and repeat. So at this point I thought I'd de-aggroed them, but then I got really lucky there. That was too close. And there's the animation. So that's what should have happened on top of the car. I should have been able to hit it without it being flung halfway across the across the area. So the only way you can get past this guy down here is to bait him into a lunge. Wait till he gets close, pull away, double lunge, run past. Sometimes the trick is knowing whether they're going to do a double lunge or a single lunge. I think it's based on proximity.
Hang on, Sherry.
Hello? I have the pendant!
Cheeky ink ribbon there, just on the shelf. Grab it if you're like me and you are too chicken to do it without saving. I needed to save. Trust me, a number of attempts I had to do on the next part.
Sherry? Where are you? Claire! Sherry? I'll be right there! Go, go, go!
So just keep running.
Claire!
Nothing really to do here.
Don't stop!
But I noticed something I thought was interesting. It's probably actually not interesting at all. But if you wait just outside the lift like this, and my camera angle's really bad if you see it, Sherry will stop and crouch just down there. Now you see her there? Split second.
Sherry, come on.
I think it's exactly the same pose that she does in the original game, where if you move too far away from her, she will drop into a crouch and you have to go back. I didn't know if that was a little nod to the original game there. So grab these ink ribbons, and we get to do the fun part with the sewers with all the G mutants. I'm just going to save it here because I did not want to go and have to do the dogs again after if I screwed up the next bit. So the next base of operations that we want to kind of keep is the kind of, I think it's a monitor room where we put the chest plugs. So there is one room up ahead with a group of zombies.
Ow, I'm gonna smell like shit.
Claire doesn't get to face the G mutant here like Leon does, so we've just got a clean run up until that room. But Leon doesn't get the zombies in the next room. Claire does. Now I've never got caught in that room with the tactic that I'm about to use, but I did not want to risk it because I thought it'd be sod's law if I didn't save just where I did a minute ago. So up ahead, when we get into the next room, we just run straight through and run to the far side of the room. We let the two zombies that are standing up come out into the room. Before the one sitting down gets up, we run around them like this. We run right to the other side, wait here by the chair, let them come a bit nearer, and go around in a loop. And we can do that before the zombie who was sitting down gets up. And then we can just drop down into the monitor room. I know I only saved like 5 seconds ago, but I thought I would just save again. Like I say, never practiced this before. This is my first attempt at a knife-only run. And it was more of a proof that I could actually do it, even if it was incredibly clumsy. So yeah, I am using, as you've easily worked out by now, this is not a DLC outfit. This is 2 mods on Claire, which were the same ones as in the first video, and just like the first video, I'll pop a link to the modders so you can see their great work and check it out for yourself. So after we grab the tool, we're going to head down these stairs where the 2 zombies are going to come up from the bottom. And this is the trick I was referring to when I mentioned I learned the door trick from Dante Ravioli. So what we have to do here is we have to aggro them and lead them back up the stairs. And once they're right near the top of the stairs, we're going to head back into the room we've just come from, the big room with the bridge. Close the door, go back through, the zombies de-aggro, and then you can run back through. So I just showed you that orange hard hat there. That's the point I want them to be at before I go back through this room. So when they're both at the hard hat, I'm going to go on through. Go on through, shut the door, go back through, the zombies stop de-aggro, and then you can run past. Works every time. And then at this stage, I want to open the gate, drop down into the water, and I want them to follow me into the water as well, because that leads them away from that staircase for when we have to go back up there later on. There's 1. And there's 2. So now we can head up the lift to go and get the rook plug. And when it comes to getting the rook plug, you've got a couple of tactics you can use. You can use the darkness maneuver, because I saw it on darkness first, which is where you take a run up, you dash out, grab the rook plug, and come back down this lift before any of the zombies can get you. But I also learned another trick from Ether, which I thought was really quite clever, because it also allows you to get another knife. So what we have to do here is we just creep through this door. We're just going to walk, and we're going to go up to the next junction right by the rook plug, really slowly. And then when we're ready, we're going to do a runner to the left when this zombie comes in through the door behind us. Like this. We've now aggroed all those zombies behind us. They're now following us across this bridge. We go past this zombie and lead them all away from the rook plug. I thought this was genius. This then allows us to get this knife here, and then we can go back to the lift by going down the waterfall and pick up the rook plug without being harassed by zombies. But I got unlucky here because I noticed that the G mutant was right by the lift, just standing there like a lemon, which I wasn't expecting. Like, it hasn't even noticed me. So I wasn't quite sure what to do here, so I thought I was just going to poke him with a knife and then see if I could get him to do his overhead slam and then run past. Here he goes, here's the overhead slam. Still a bit too close, so I got hit by the recoil. Didn't take any damage, but I just checked just to make sure that was just the splash. There you go, I'm still in fine. And then back up. So now, grab the rook plug. Looks like those guys are going to get squashed. But I noticed there was one still there, so I hadn't got all of them like I thought I had. But I was able to just run past him before he even knew we were there. And then head down this way so that we can go and get the other 3 plugs from the gauntlet at the bottom of the sewers. So with this guy here, he'll pop up, then we count 1, 2, 3, and down, and run past. That guy will always do the same maneuver. He'll always do the running grab, whatever you want to call it. It'll run towards you and then try and grab you. But will drop after about 3 seconds. So with the 3 G mutants on the way to the storage room at the end of this corridor, my tactic with the first one was to try and bait it into another overhead lunge. That was what I wanted to do with the first one, because the first one just sits there in the water and you need to kind of aggro it in order to try and get past it. I don't think there's any way of getting around that. It's just sitting there blocking, there it is, sitting there blocking the way forward, so you have to aggro this one. I wanted to just get close enough just to give it a quick swipe, there it is, and try and get it to do the overhead lunge. Here it comes. Nope, no, that was a side swipe. Appreciate at this point I've not got much in the way of sewer left behind me. I'm backing up towards the wall, so there it is, there it is. Again, I got caught by the recoil. Got grabbed, but I've got a couple of broken knives on me, so that's not a problem. I don't mind losing them. Here we go. Get it right this time. So I did, and I was able to get past it. But then I knew I had the second one as well, which I had to try and deal with. Conscious the first one is coming out behind me right about now. So here's my second broken knife. I thought at this point this was going to be a bit of a run breaker. I thought I might have to reload. I got turned round there, so I've decided at this point I'm just going to give up. I'll see what I can do, but I'm going to just run back to the start. But then this happened. I ran past both of them without them even attempting to grab me. No idea what happened there. Don't know if I discovered some weird tactic or whether I just got lucky. But hey, I took it. So on the first scenario, there's one zombie hanging up. There's 2 on the second scenario. With this one, we don't have to worry about killing him, but we can trap him in the room if we are quick enough. We don't have to worry about getting the spark shot either, so we can completely ignore that door there. Grab the plug, drop down, and then take this one out quickly and shut him in there. I don't know why, but I just wanted to have a look at him there. No idea what I was doing, just wanted to have a peek. I don't know, maybe I wanted to see if he would try and reach through the bars or something. Okay, so with all 3 plugs, it's time to head back to the monitoring room. Seems so quick versus the first time I ever played this game, which took me 10 hours to do the first time I think I ever played it. Back when it was released, 2019 now. So this guy starts spitting out his little baby things, so I tried just to climb out. and wait for him to do something else. So they've all gone, and he has gone underwater. So at this point, I'm just going to creep forward because I didn't want to get caught by the surprise splash where they come up from under the water. I'm just edging forward. I think at this point there's also another one just over to the right as well, somewhere in that gap. It looks like we're good, but I know sometimes one can come out here. No, just go for it. I can hear one coming up behind me there. This one will do the 3-second lunge and drop, so up and 1, 2, 3 and down. Run past. We are good to go. So for the next part, we need to go up these stairs carefully, and then just when we're about to go through the door, hug the right-hand side because there'll be a zombie on the left there. And the 2 zombies that were at the bottom of the stairs that chased us up are somewhere in the water. So it's an easy run back to the monitor room, which is where we go and fight G2. But because before doing this run, I hadn't played Resident Evil 2 in quite a long time, so this was really quite a fresh run. I'd actually forgotten the exact order that the plugs go into the sockets here. So again, it's a bit clumsy, but I get 2 of them the wrong way around. I think I get the Queen and the King the wrong way around and fix that, which has been embarrassing. But hey, I literally have not played through this in quite a while. And also for the next bit, for the G2 fight, this is the bit that took me the longest. I kid you not, this took me weeks of just playing it for an hour or 2 in the evenings just to try and work out how to do it. I was trying to find a way to learn how to bait G2 into using specific moves, like his running jump or his 3-hit swing, his left, right, and then down slam. Trying to see if there was a way so I could keep in control of the fight and choose which moves I wanted him to do. I even ended up having to ask on Reddit about it because I couldn't find a way to get it that was consistent, and I always ended up getting hit before I'd done the 3 crane swings. So I'm just going to save it at this point, and after the save you'll notice the colour changes because so many weeks have gone past. I'd started messing around with RESHADE, so you notice I've got a slightly different colour to it now. So I've got a RESHADE preset loaded in, and I'll put a link to RESHADE and the preset in the description below. But anyway, back to the fight. So after giving up with the 3 crane attempts, I saw a tactic from Living Disaster, which I thought was another genius tactic, which was to fight G2 in the corridor, wear him right down, and then only do 1 crane swing to knock him off the ledge. And I thought I'd give that a go. And to be honest, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be absolutely terrifying and really tricky. But if you're close enough to G2 in the corridor in a minute, he'll only do 1 move, which is a couple of swipes and then an overhead slam. And he's really slow. And then while he's down with the overhead slam, you just strike the eye. Brilliant. But it meant that I had to, as you saw there, I had to pick up my infinite knife. I wanted to do this without the infinite knife. But I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter. That was never my intention. My intention was just to do a knife only, no damage run. I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the infinite knife because I am going to run out of knives doing it this way. So after 5 strikes through the ceiling, we'll wait by the door, just getting ready to start going toe to toe with him. So he'll do 3 slams on the door and then break through on the 4th. Run past him, sorry, move past him and swipe him a few times. Don't run too far away, otherwise he'll start running down the corridor. So 4 slots, 4 swipes, and then an overhead swing. And as he's doing his overhead swing, run towards him slightly, but keep to the left-hand side of him, because his overhead slam will always land slightly to the right, like that. And try and hit the eye, and he'll stagger backwards like that. It takes roughly 2 full knives. I think according to Living Disaster, he told me it takes about two full knives in order to get him to the point where 1 crane hit will knock him off and you can finish the fight that way. You can't actually kill him just by using a knife. You need to knock him off the edge. Just part of the story, because that's what enables the planks to fall down for you to cross the gap and go back and rescue Sherry, so you have to knock him off. Be careful with corners. He seems to almost curve around them. If he's slamming on the corner, he will curve around it. It's a bit weird, a bit harder to predict him on the corners. So at this point, because we're right by the drop behind us, we want to run past him, we don't want to hit him. We have to go back and forth across this walkway. I didn't bother there because I couldn't even see where he'd landed. And run forward and hit. So I got too far away there, so he starts running. You just have to get to a corner, and what he'll do is he'll charge into the wall. So again, we just run past him there because we're out of space. Yeah, no, it wasn't actually Reddit that I asked for help on. I think it was a Facebook group I'd asked for help on about this fight, and I didn't actually even get a single response. But I noticed if you post like a meme about Leon or something, you know, you get like 100 people, you know, replying. But you come up, you ask a question about tactics, and like no response. I mean, I've seen many YouTubers do this fight flawlessly using 3 crane hits, but it's just what I can't work out is how to bait him into using the overhead slam, also the overhead jump slam, which I think is the easiest move to dodge. You sort of have to, when you're down on that ledge by the crane, you have to sort of start running towards him, and it's like you have to hope for the best. He's either going to do the overhead jump slam, or he'll do the three hits overhead swing, which is about 6 hits when he's in his final phase. And I don't know if there is a trick to getting him to do those. It just feels like it's a bit cross your fingers and hope for the best that he's going to use the move you're expecting, and be prepared to react if he doesn't. Another nice one to dodge by the crane is where he does a specific roar, and then he'll charge towards you. Always run around to the right of him, and even though it looks dicey and close, it's quite easy to dodge him there. But as you can see here, as long as you're not too far away, he'll do the same moveset over and over again here. There's only one moveset he's got. Anything in this game that does an overhead slam leaves himself open to hits. So it is ideal. really hard to hit him properly on the corner there. Keep catching the wall. So that second knife is starting to break now. So at this point, I thought we were nearly done. It's gone into red. I switched the infinite knife. And that was my indicator to say I think we are good to go and hit him with the final crane. At this point I'm lining him up to run past him. And I want to get him to start doing his move again, to give us time to get a good head start running back towards the crane. So that's the roar he gives to let you know he's going to charge. Here we go. So at this point I wait, and then start to run towards him, and he does the overhead sort of lunge jump thing, which is good. And he does it again, so I got lucky twice. Now at this point, I want him to do his 3-hit swing, because it puts him in a bit of a lock. 1, 2, and overhead down, so I can use the crane safely. I tell you, my heart was in my mouth at this point. So there's his run charge towards you. Too close, but it's very easy to dodge, and here we go. Here we go. I was like, oh my god, I've done it. And then I realised I hadn't done enough damage. So I was like in a bit of a panic at this point, thinking... So he does his jump there again, got lucky. I'm getting really lucky with his moves. He's consistently doing that jump. So he's doing his 6-hit swipe. I think it's a 6-hit swipe, yeah. And now watch this. I got knocked. I got knocked, but look, I'm fine. It's like I got sort of just caught by him. I didn't take any damage. I just got kind of caught as I was using the button, like he just grazed me. But you know what? I took it. I took it. Because this was a no damage run. I took no damage there. I don't know what happened. Look, I'm fine. I didn't even get any kind of flicker of damage come up or anything. It's as if I either got caught by his recoil or it was just a graze. I don't know what happened there, but I took no damage. I'm still in the fine. And I know that people are going to say, oh, you know, you got hit, but I was doing that for weeks to try and get that without taking a hit, and I didn't take any damage. So I am keeping it. I'm keeping it. And if that means I'm not skilled enough, I don't care. You know what? I'm not a pro player. I am working my way through this for the first time. I'm taking it.
Annette said her lab's not far.
So that's it. All the
cable car.
if there were any zombies in this area, for whatever reason, if you lured some back through here, like the one by the safe, they're all despawned at this point.
Hold on, Sherry.
So we can just
You're gonna be
carry
fine.
Sherry safely to the cable car and get down to the lab,
Almost there, Sherry.
which is one of my favorite areas in the game. It always has been ever since the original game. I always found it so atmospheric,
Cable car.
so creepy.
Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
Yeah, because getting hit by G2 will send you into red straight away and will knock you squarely on your ass. So I don't know if that was just a proximity thing. I was so close to his claw that Claire stumbled. I don't know what happened.
Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
So this is a good point to stop part 2. It's about, I think we're about 40 minutes in at this point. It's about the same amount of time as the first video. So I've just grabbed those ink ribbons on the desk. We'll save it here and we will do part 3, which hopefully won't take as long as part 2, but there are 2 boss fights in here which are going to be really, really tricky. So I'm going to end the run here. We'll have one more part to this. So I want to say thank you very much if you have watched this through. I really appreciate you sticking with me on this one. So until next time, please stay safe.